Tonight, rally on the range. Hundreds gathered to support Iron Range mayors who endorsed President Trump's re-election bid. We're live. And no child left behind. How Duluth schools are working to make sure all kids stay fed while distance learning is in effect. And from the Twin Ports to Oregon, we introduce you to a Superior woman headed out west to help with wildfire relief.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Mack. Kristen is off tonight. Thanks for joining us. It was a lively scene in Chisholm tonight as Iron Rangers gathered in support of President Trump and the now 8 Northland mayors that voiced their endorsement of the Trump-Pence ticket. This comes just 2 days after another rally in opposition of that support. CBS3's Natalie Grant is live in Chisholm with the story for us tonight. Natalie, what can you tell us?
Well, Tony, the scene has definitely died down a little bit since I first brought it to you at 5 o'clock. But as you can see behind me, people are still here in Chisholm tonight. I'll step out of the way so you can get a better look. Now, since 3 o'clock today when this event started, people have lined the street here in Chisholm with signs and flags voicing their support for not only the Trump-Pence ticket, but also for those 8 mayors that have signed on endorsements. Now, people I've talked to here today say that there is a switch in the historically blue Iron Range, and they are confident that it'll turn red come November. Now,
the biggest thing I heard today was don't back down. The problem is the left wants to try to silence the right. Don't back down. We're going to push forward. We believe President Trump, is the answer for us up here.
Now, several speakers addressed the crowd earlier today, including Republican Representative Pete Stauber, who thanked those mayors for their support. Now, as you said earlier on Wednesday, there was another rally just down the road from where we are now, where we saw people coming together and denouncing the mayoral endorsement, saying that the mayors do not speak for everyone on the Iron Range. We'll have much more on today's event coming up at 10. Tony?
Certainly an interesting political situation on the range in recent years. Natalie Grant live for us tonight. Thanks, Natalie. Minnesota Governor Tim Walz signed an order today extending the COVID-19 peacetime emergency. Walz initially declared a peacetime emergency in March. The order protects Minnesotans against evictions and wage garnishment. It also provides additional equipment and allows the state to reopen following the advice of public health experts. The executive order now runs through October 12th. At the start of the pandemic, hunger was a real concern for kids who depend on free and reduced cost meals at school. CBS3's Kendall Jarbo explains how Duluth schools are working to provide meals and the action they need families to take.
Food, one of the basic building blocks of learning, and something many kids receive at school. Even with distance learning, the need still exists and has even grown since the pandemic started.
If students don't have their basic needs met, they can't learn. They can't engage in feeling safe and engaging in learning.
At the start of the pandemic, kids could no longer come to the cafeteria, so food service staff got creative with drive-through breakfast and lunch distributions.
We're serving at the schools. Family just need to come and pick up. Parents or guardians can come by themselves without the children to pick up meals, and we'll be happy to provide a breakfast and lunch to them.
Distributions take place every day school's in session. After the state announced new guidance, students can now get a meal completely free of charge, regardless of their eligibility. But it might not last for long.
Even though we're feeding children for free right now, we will eventually go back to the rules where we need to have the children qualify for meals in order to get them free.
To continue this service, Duluth schools need families to fill out the free and reduced lunch application. It's used to measure the need. If they don't, federal aid will drop, and the meal program could take the hit.
We want to make sure that people have what they need once we return to more normalcy.
Staff hope to provide as many meals as possible, with the ultimate goal of someday serving students inside the cafeteria.
You can find a list of meal distribution locations on our website. We also have the link to the free and reduced lunch application, which Duluth schools would like parents to fill out by October 1st. Let's get our first look at the weather today with Dave. Dave, pretty nice day after a cool start.
Yeah, the third cool start in a row with temperatures in the 30s and even 20s for most folks. A couple of towns were lucky enough to be in the 40s this morning, and they were leading the charge towards a warm-up. But the price we pay for the warm-up is going to be a cloud up and a chance for a rain down. But talking about this morning's temperatures, they were down indeed in Hibbing, 28 there, 32 for Ely and for Ashland. 32 also for Ironwood. But tomorrow morning, we may be running a range of 40 to 50, which is downright balmy for this time in September. So the turnabout has begun because higher pressure is leaving. The Arctic high is going back towards the north and towards the east, allowing a trough of lower pressure to come sneaking in from the west, which is increasing clouds and the temperatures and our rain chances. So our day planner for Saturday says count on a cloudy sky and an 80% rain chance after midnight tonight through much of the day tomorrow. 50-50 shot in the evening, finally fading away on Sunday. That'll set us up for sunnier conditions and a surge of temperatures. It just might hit the 70s at one point next week. I'll show you that point and how long it'll last in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Help from the Northland is on the way to Oregon, where wildfires are continuing to spread. This is what it looks like out west right now. Nearly 100 major fires are burning across 11 states tonight. In California, Oregon, and Washington, at least 16 people have died and entire towns have been reduced to rubble. Across the state of Oregon, flames scorched more than 900,000 acres in a 72-hour period, triggering evacuations for more than 10% of the state's population. CBS3's Emma Quinn spoke with one Red Cross volunteer as she gears up for her trip out west.
Diane Dunder has been a Red Cross volunteer for 18 years. And come Saturday morning, she and another Northland volunteer will be heading to Oregon, where the wildfires are spreading rapidly. Dunder will drive a new Red Cross truck to the Cascade area, where they will set up and use their truck to provide food. She says typically they go into neighborhoods where people can get food, but the situation in Oregon will be different, as most neighborhoods have been destroyed by the fires.
We may be delivering food to shelters or wherever they need us, but basically it is a feeding truck, and that's what we should be doing.
Dunder says every trip is different, and COVID-19 will certainly add to this trip's experience. Dunder has been to other places with the Red Cross, including California for other wildfires and the Virgin Islands for hurricane relief.
Thanks, Emma. For more information on how to get involved in the Red Cross, you can head to our website, cbs3duluth.com, or download our mobile app. Benedictine Living Community's annual Walk to End Alzheimer's looked a little different this year. Residents of the assisted living facility joined in on the walk today. Dressed in purple, residents walked along a path decorated with Alzheimer's Association flowers and flags. Walk to End Alzheimer's is the world's largest event to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's research. Staff say walks like this create a sense of unity and quality of life for those in need of care.
We have essentially 3 memory care units on campus, and we have a lot of caregivers and staff that are affected, and residents, of course, that are affected by Alzheimer's. I think it means a great deal for us to be able to support the cause.
Staff and residents ended the walk with a barbecue fundraiser. They've raised almost $10,000 so far. A Duluth nonprofit spread out across the city today to clean up public spaces. One of those spaces was the community garden at Harrison Park. Members of Equilibrium 3, VistaCorps, and the Lincoln Park Children and Families Collaborative teamed up for the effort. It was all part of a National Day of Service and Remembrance on 9/11.
We are finishing planting up an orchard. We're planting 12 trees. 2 of them we had planted in June, and today we're planting the other 10. We're really fortunate today to have 7 of Equilibrium 3's vistas here.
Wheeler Overlook and Downer Park also got a pick-me-up today. 3 family members who run a northern Minnesota resort are accused of illegally catching and selling a prized baitfish, generating thousands of dollars of profit over the years. Robert, Melinda, and Melissa Latterell are charged with violating the Lacey Act, a federal law that bans illegal trafficking in wildlife. The U.S. Attorney's Office says the family used nets and other methods to harvest ciscos, also known as lake herring or tullibes, and sold them to bait shops and other retailers from October 2012 to December of 2016. They own Latterell's Resort on Moose Lake near Ely. The family's attorney says they are denying any wrongdoing. Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, today marks the 19th anniversary of the 9/11 terror attacks. Find out how some local firefighters paid tribute to the lives that were lost.
Well, it got sunny today, and that helped spell an end to our cold snap. High temp of 64 is closer to the normal of 67 than we've been for at least 3 days. But tomorrow, we'll throw a monkey wrench into the warm-up for a day as it gets cloudier and rainier. But by Sunday, we start to climb again. We'll talk about what the top of the ladder will take us to temperature-wise coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS3.
Lawless criminals terrorize Minneapolis. Joe Biden takes a knee. The weak response from Biden and radicals like Ilhan Omar has led to chaos and violence. And their calls for defunding police would make it worse. President Trump is making it stop, making crucial federal resources available to protect Minnesota's families. Communities, not criminals. Jobs, not mobs. Strong leadership when America needs it most.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Hi, I'm Steve Little with Bath Planet, your simple and affordable choice for bathtubs, showers, surrounds, and safety tubs. Right now, we are offering 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments until 2022, or get your dream bathroom for as little as $69 a month. This offer ends September 30th, so call us today or go online to book your appointment to take advantage of this amazing offer. Bath Planet, out of this world service and down to earth price.
Front loader odor. You know that smell when you open your funky front load washer? But at GE Appliances, we've engineered the first and only front load with an ultra fresh vent system with odor block. Go from funky to fresh so you can
shut the front door.
No one says that.
Another way we make good things. For life. Shop the Labor Day sales event and save up to 30% on select GE appliances now through September 16th. Johnson Mertz. It's a trusted name.
I was diagnosed with diabetes at 13, so I got to work. I'm Quinn Nystrom, and I became a national advocate. Went door to door in Brainerd, then St. Paul. Went up to Canada to bring back insulin for a fraction of what drug companies charge here. But Pete Stauber went to Washington and voted against making healthcare and prescription drugs more affordable. I approve this message because Minnesota can't afford Pete Stauber in Congress.
I've got one for you. See, You Care, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
You Care, health plan demystifiers and sleeve roller uppers.
Sounds so good when you say it. 96% of all providers accept You Care because they rock so hard.
96% of all providers accept You Care because they ride so hard. Can we pull over?
What's our tagline?
You Care, people-powered health plan.
So good.
This has been a challenging year, and we could all use a break to connect and share what we love, music. We're telling stories you've never heard and playing music from the heart at the Grand Ole Opry House, Ryman Auditorium, and the Bluebird Cafe. Come on home with me to Nashville, where my friends and I will honor the best of country music.
Come together with music. The ACM Awards, live Wednesday at 8/7 Central on CBS.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS. Watch Jeopardy at 4:30, followed by CBS3 Live at 5 on Live, local, CBS3. Now, the CBS3 Duluth Weather Max forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Cold start this morning indeed, but a beautiful start. The high pressure from the north that chilled us down also allowed beautiful vistas like this. Here's sunrise in Floodwood. Well, the sun is rising and the clouds are rising as well as a trough of lower pressure from the Dakotas tries to take over for the high. And what that's going to do is cloud up our sky, of course, and give us a very good chance of rain that could be with us as soon as 12:01 tonight. There, I'll put a specific time on it. Don't hold me to it, though. There's no money back guarantee. I don't have any money, so that doesn't work out too well. But we'll talk about the rain odds coming up in just a little bit after we talk about current conditions. It's 57 degrees at the airport right now. 62% is the relative humidity. Easterly, southeasterly winds right now running 10 miles per hour. And in millibars, our air pressure is still high at the surface at 1,023. But that lower pressure, that trough from South Dakota, is starting to overrun the higher pressure dome at the surface, and we're getting the cloud cover. And like I said, at 12:01, we'll make it even more specific. We could see the rain start to fall if you're up and looking at that time of night. If you're like me, you'll probably be sleeping. Low temp, high temp, current temp, there we go. Michigan, right now it runs from 60 to 62. We're going 58 to 61 in northwestern Wisconsin at this hour, and also looking at some lower 60s for much of northern Minnesota. So the temperatures are coming up after this 3-day cold snap, and the warm spell that's trying to begin likely will culminate on Tuesday with a high back into the 70s, but only for 1 day. Okay, 3 days worth of higher pressure tried to keep things on the sunnier side, especially for Minnesota, though, yeah, Wisconsin and Michigan had more clouds than Minnesota did. Well, the clouds are filtering back as that lower pressure system from the Dakotas works its way towards us. Right now, it hasn't formed up any distinctive fronts. It's more of a trough, an elongated area of lower pressure aloft, but it's creating the clouds, kicking up some showers in the Dakotas and the western parts of Minnesota. And again, after midnight, there's going to be an 80% chance we get some of this action here in our region, region-wide, frankly, though I think most of it will be along the North Shore into Wisconsin and the UP. Arrowhead of Minnesota may only get 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch of accumulations by Sunday morning, but North Shore, East Central Minnesota, head of the lakes, Wisconsin and Michigan, could run the range of about a 1/2 inch to even an inch straight up. All right, straight up temperatures tonight will be warmer than they were this morning. We're looking at Minnesota lows in the 40s, even 50s by the lake. Looking at Wisconsin and Michigan low temps, the range will run from 49 to 52. Clouds thickening as the trough gets closer, and then the 80% chance kicks out of the trough, coughs out of the trough, and comes across Wisconsin and Michigan tomorrow with highs in the lower 60s. For Minnesotans, it'll be pretty close to 60 inland, pretty close to 55 right by the lake, and the rain showers will be there as well. But once we get into the heart of Sunday, sunshine returns, and warmer temperatures do too, 66 degrees Sunday. Pretty close to that on Monday. Then Tuesday, there's our day at 75, but the price we pay for a warm spell like that for a day will be a couple of showers induced by convection from the heat of the day. And it already goes away by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. We cool back down to slightly cooler than normal.
Thanks, Dave. The 19th anniversary of the September 11th terror attacks is different this year because of the coronavirus. A disagreement over health precautions has led to 2 separate remembrances in Lower Manhattan. Nancy Chen reports.
The September 11th ceremony at the 9/11 Memorial in Lower Manhattan included moments of silence. But this year, it did not include the traditional live reading of the victims' names because of coronavirus concerns. Instead, it was a recording of the names.
And my brother.
Some victims' family members who were upset by that decision set up their own ceremony nearby.
We knew that it was of the utmost importance that we read aloud the names of all 2,977 souls who perished 19 years ago today.
9/11 observances are also different this year at the Pentagon, where military leaders conducted the ceremony without victims' families in attendance.
We never forget those who were murdered by the terrorists.
And at the Flight 93 Memorial near Shanksville, Pennsylvania, the usual 90-minute ceremony was abbreviated. Here in New York, the fire commissioner strongly recommended firefighters skip 9/11 observances during the pandemic. The department lost 343 members that day. Firefighter Leonard Regaglia Sr., a member of Engine 54, was one of them. His 2 sons, Leonard Jr. and Anthony, are honoring him by following in his footsteps.
I have the honor and privilege of working in the same firehouse that he worked in, the same company. So it really means a lot to me. I always looked up to my dad and what he did. And then I think as I matured and as the time went on, year after year, it became more and more of something I wanted to do.
They say they think their father would be proud.
At the Tunnel to Towers ceremony, the podiums were wiped down between each reader. A little closer to home, Duluth firefighters paid tribute to the roughly 3,000 lives taken on the state 19 years ago. 10 Duluth firefighters climbed 110 stories, or around 2,000 steps, fully dressed in response gear, along with an oxygen tank, just as those who responded on September 11th, 2001. Money raised today goes directly to the IAFF Fallen Firefighters Memorial Fund to remember the 343 firefighters lost that day. Duluth firefighter Andrew Olson says this is his 2nd year doing the memorial stair climb, and to him, being a firefighter is more than just a job.
I go home and I'm a firefighter to my kids, my family. Even though I might not be wearing the uniform, I'm still a firefighter everywhere I go.
If you'd like to donate to the cause, there's a link on our website, CBS3Duluth.com. Coming up in sports, a special twist on this year's Minnesota Mile, plus a preview of the showdown between the Packers and the Vikings. Niels has all that coming up.
Up to 60% off on summer clothing and footwear from the North Face in Columbia at Northwest Outlet.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Numi Jewelers is a full-service jewelry store specializing in one-of-a-kind pieces and repairs. From a chain repair to a full custom piece, we'll get your jewelry looking new again. Stop in for a free repair estimate. Numi Jewelers, where true love is guaranteed.
This right here is confidence in a bottle. It just gives you such a boost of confidence.
Not only does it change you on the outside, but something on the inside, knowing that you're looking better.
It makes me feel so much more confident than I've ever felt in my life.
They are some of the hottest videos on social media. Those videos claiming to instantly get rid of bags under your eyes. Well, today we're going to see one for ourselves and let you be the judge. It's called Plexiderm, and lifestyle expert Annette Figueroa is here to tell us why she says this one is for real.
This one is for real, and I'm so excited. We even have a video, and you'll notice the model has bags underneath his eyes and some sagging, and all he uses is a small amount on a clean, dry face, and that's how easy it is.
All right, what's the active ingredient?
Okay, so it's silicates that are minerals found in shale rock, and what it does is it tightens and lifts the appearance of bags underneath your eyes, and as little as 10 minutes, no prescriptions, and very little effort. Even watching the video, this is a real, it's a model, but it's a real guy with real bags underneath his eyes. And I did this to my father. We were at home. I had the timer on, and we were screaming. 4 minutes, 34 seconds, completely gone.
My real true opinion is wholly words I can't say on camera. These lines bother me. They really do. And this is absolutely unbelievable. I mean, I could feel it just lifting my skin. It was amazing. It feels good. Feels great. Looks even better.
And not only does it work on the bags, it works on the appearance of crow's feet, fine lines, and wrinkles. So it targets all those problem areas.
So this would be a daily thing? Or
it absolutely could be a daily thing, but the way you want to do it is you want to have a clean, dry face. You use a small amount because it's so powerful. You have high school reunions, you have events you want to go to, you want to look years younger, this is it.
At our $14.95 price, it's the best way to try Plexiderm and see it work for yourself after your first application. Your solution is at plexidermtrial.com or call the number on your screen.
Storm damage happens, and when it does, turn to Peak Construction Roofing, the Northland's storm damage experts. Peak simplifies the process for you every step of the way. We offer insurance claims assistance and free storm damage inspections. Call Peak Construction Roofing today and let us take care of you.
I have been working to lower prescription drug prices since my first day in the Senate. And when Congress passed into law my bill to lower the price of insulin by making generics more available, progress finally. Now I'm working on a plan to manufacture drugs in America and build a supply chain so we're not relying on other countries for the medicine we need. I'm Tina Smith, and I approve this message because I'll work with anyone and do whatever it takes to get the job done.
Watch Dave, Caitlin, and Austin for local weather you can trust on CBS.
For the first time in franchise history, the Vikings will open up their season at home against rival, the Green Bay Packers. It'll be the 120th time the two teams have squared off. Just last season, Green Bay owned the series as they took both matchups. Minnesota, on the other hand, is perfect in their past 3 season openers at home, getting wins over New Orleans, San Francisco, and Atlanta. But this year will be unlike any other as both teams come into Sunday's game with no preseason games to get them ready. Both coaches acknowledge it may take some time before their teams are acclimated.
Until you get out in that on the field and game action, there are some unknowns, and some of that is just you got new guys playing for you that you haven't been around and seen, you know, in the heat of the battle.
There'll be mistakes on all sides of the balls, on both sides of the teams, I'm sure, and you know, we'll have to make adjustments during the course of the game. But you know, we do that all the time. So it's just, you know, at the end of the day, it's going to come down to blocking and tackling and, you know, execution.
Grandma's Marathon has been changing and adapting to what they've been dealt with during the COVID-19 pandemic. After all their races last June went virtual, they began slowly implementing in-person races, first with the Park Point 5-miler, and today with the Minnesota Mile, a beautiful day for runners up on Skyline Parkway in Duluth. There was still a virtual option for those who still wanted to participate from afar, but in-person runners were sent out in waves of no more than 25 runners every 10 minutes. They were released in pairs wearing masks in the start corral, and after crossing the finish line instead of congregating near the finish, runners were sent immediately back to their cars. Race director Shane Bauer says they're doing everything they can to keep the races going.
It's our mission to do these things and give people a goal to work towards, especially during a pandemic. I don't think our mission's ever been more important. You know, it's your health and fitness and being conscious of a healthy lifestyle counters those underlying effects that are amplified by a pandemic, like a pathogen, you know, like a coronavirus. So to be able to offer this for people is something we just have to do.
Tomorrow they'll hold the Fitkers 5K, their biggest event since the beginning of the pandemic. Finally, in baseball news, the Twins can't seem to catch a break when it comes to injuries. Today, the team plays second baseman Luis Arias on the 10-day injured list. Arias has been battling a left knee injury as of late. In a corresponding move, the Twins called up left-hander Devin Smeltzer to take Arias' place on the 40-man roster. The Twins open up a 3-game set tonight against the Indians. So it's a bit of a rivalry weekend. You know, the Twins and Indians, Packers, Vikings, and of course the Brewers and Cubs tonight. So, you know, it should be some good matches.
You and I both Vikings fans. We can't forget all of our viewers in Wisconsin. Your call for Sunday?
A very good game.
Okay, all right. I think the Packers take it in, yes, a very good game. Yeah, thanks, Neil. Well, tonight on the CBS3 News at 10, Lake Superior's boating safety guru passed away this week at the age of 91 after teaching the rules of the water to thousands of boaters since 1975. We'll have more on his legacy with Dave Anderson later tonight. NASA is looking for companies to mine the moon for resources. The companies would collect rocks and dirt from the moon, then sell them to NASA. The program will be available to both U.S. and international companies. It's part of a technology development program that the agency says will help ensure safe and sustainable lunar exploration in the future. NASA is working aggressively towards its goal of landing the first woman and next man on the moon by 2024. Dave, was it colder on the surface of the moon today or in the Northland?
I didn't have a thermometer up there, but I believe while the sun was shining, it was blazing hot. And on the dark side, it's close to absolute zero.
Okay.
Wide range of temperatures, narrower band of temps here in our region, especially as our clouds increase, narrowing the range indeed. So tomorrow morning's low may be around 45 or so, followed by a high temp of only 58. So getting warmer on both counts, perhaps. That's a little bit vague right now, but what we can count on tomorrow is a good chance for rain, which in turn goes away by Sunday. Hottest day of the week still looks to be Tuesday, but that comes with the price of a 30% chance for showers. So enjoy your high of 75, because around here, you never know if that might be the last one.
Thanks for watching.